Hey everybody, it's Brad at Dayport Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Going to do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 2007 Case 580M Series 2 backhoe that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions. I'll get up close to everything, show you everything that I see, tell you everything that I know. Then of course we'll fire it up and run it through its paces, show you the pins are fairly tight, show you the hydraulics are strong, show you the brakes work good. Let you hear the engine. As always, if you are in the market for a used backhoe, a used piece of construction equipment, or a used piece of ag equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for machines find our machines and find our videos, and we truly, truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one's a 2007 Case 580M Series 2. Cab heat air. The air does not work. The compressor's locked up. So you're buying it with non-working air. Four-wheel drive, Extendahoe, 4-in-1 bucket, 2-stick controls, pre-emissions. It's got a 2-foot digging bucket on the back, 3,812 hours on a working hour meter. Starts up and runs good, hydraulics are strong. I'll get up close to everything, kind of show you everything that I see here. And then, like I said, we'll fire it up and I'll show you that the pins are fairly tight up here. There's a little bit of play, but pretty tight. Very strong hydraulics. As you can see, I'll get up close to it and show you that there is some rust in some spots. Typical scratches here and there, but fairly straight. The loader arms on this side are nice and straight. Front tire on this side's got pretty good tread life. I'm gonna say we're 50-60%. I think I'm being very fair there. Definitely life left there. Front rim, as you can see, just around the edges, paint scratched off, some rust and stuff there on that rim. Coming around over here, those steps are actually in pretty decent shape. A little bit of a bend right there, a little dent. Some of the paint's wore off on the top just from where you step in and out. Plastic fender, kind of broke right there, just a little piece. We'll take a closer look at that cab here in a little bit. Rear tire back here, I'm gonna say we're at 40%, 50% tread life. I think I'm being very fair there. Definitely some life left. As I get underneath here, you'll see underneath the fenders, there's some rust underneath here, and there's one spot when I go up into the cab on this side where there's just a small hole in the cab there where it's rusted. Taking a look at this rear tire on this side. Again, just some paint chipped off and some rusting around the edges. A little bit of a dent right there in the very edge of the rim. Rubber pads look good on the outrigger. Maybe just a little bit of wetness on this outrigger. Coming back here, looking at the boom and the stick. Everything looks pretty good here. As you can see, actually the paint's pretty bright. Everything looks good back here on the backhoe portion. I don't see any cracks or welds anywhere or patching. That 2-foot bucket looks like it's in pretty good shape. That cylinder there looks good and dry. Looking at this side again, boom and stick look good. This cylinder looks pretty dry. There is quite a bit of grease. It has been greased. Doesn't look like they were allergic to grease or anything. Both of those swing cylinders look pretty dry. That cylinder looks like it might be dry. That other outrigger looks like that cylinder's seeping some. Pads are good on this side too. Looking at this rear tire, matches up really well to the other side. Definitely tread life left there. Looking underneath at the fenders, same thing. There's definitely some rust underneath here, not perfect. But we're talking almost a 20-year-old machine as well. Again, on this rear rim, you see some scratches and paint flaked off and some rust around the edge of the rim there. The fender looks like it's in pretty good shape. Maybe busted just a little bit there again on this side. Some paint chipped off back there. Same thing down here. Looking at this front tire, again, pretty good tread life. I'm gonna say we're probably at least 50%. This front rim, pretty decent. Looking at the loader arm on this side, again, that paint's fairly bright. A couple little scratches here and there, nothing out of the ordinary. It is a used Backhoe. Cylinders look pretty dry on up here. These cast arms that come down here, as you see, the paint is peeled off pretty good there. Coming up to the front, looking at that bucket. The 4-in-1 bucket looks like it's in pretty decent shape. A little bit of life left there on that cutting edge. I don't see any big dents or dings or bows anywhere in the bucket. Everything looks pretty decent there. Coming back here, as you see, there's some rust back here. Paint peeled off. Those steel lines, some of the paint's peeled off, and there's rust there. Down there on that front counterweight. This gray portion of the front hood has some rust. I don't know how well you can see. It's been repainted. These were notorious for that gray peeling off and rusting, and there's definitely some there, and it has been repainted at some point. I've got the hood open. That hood's a little hard to open with just one hand, so I opened it before I started the video. That way I could get in close and show you the engine. So we'll take a look in here at the engine. I didn't know if I'd be able to do it with the camera in the other hand. Looking in here, as you see, there's paint and stuff chipped off the side of the block. The block's got a little bit of rust on the side of it. I would say this machine has loaded some salt or something. We traded this one in. The previous owner I traded in off of. Long story short, he had a small contracting company and he had to trade it in. He had some medical issues. It was just really, really hard to get in and out of. So he was getting rid of this and he got a skid steer. Looking at this side, again, got some paint peeled off the block. Maybe just a little bit of moisture back there on the block. Not much. Looks good there. Climb up top and take a look. Like I said, the compressor is locked up, so there's no AC. It doesn't work. It can be made to work, but it's not working now, and you're buying it that way. Everything up here, again, just some dirt and grease, maybe just a little tiny little bit of moisture right there. Take a look at the cab. All the glass seems to be good. I don't notice any cracks or spider webbing anywhere in any of the glass. Right here, some of that gray paint around the cab is flaked off over here on this side. Right inside the door, again, a little bit of there's a small spot right there with some rust through. And then right down here, little spot right here, this section right here, got a couple little small holes. Floor mat's in good shape. As you can see here, I don't really see any big cuts or tears. It's actually pretty decent as far as that goes. Floor mat's good. Your pedals, as you can see, they've got a little bit of rust on them. Like I said, I'm sure it's probably loaded salt at some point. The plastic's still nice and dark. It's not all faded out. Seat, little bit of a spot where it's starting to pull apart right here, but I don't see any big holes in the bottom or the back cushion. Both armrests are present. Again, that back piece of the floor mat's in good shape. 2-stick controls. Everything looks good back there. Pretty darn clean. Everything looks good down here. This dash is pretty clean. 3,812 hours. The hour meter does work. Loader controls, everything looks good here. Transmission, forward reverser's good. All right, like I said, this is a 2007 580M Series 2, 3,812 hours. Plenty of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. I'll get this hood shut. We'll fire it up. We'll get right into an operational video. If you have any questions, comment down below.